Hey everyone, and welcome to the Flying Heart Yoga Digital Library. I am Willis, and this will be a vinyasa practice that is focusing on opening up the area of the chest, the shoulders, the side body, really the circumferential aspect of our torso that is really supportive of good breathing when spacious. And theoretically, this practice is very much inspired by the season that we're in, which is fall, as we talk about it in Chinese medicine theory. So this season is about the lungs, the large intestine. It's about how we take in and how we let go. And so the emotion associated with this season in Chinese medicine is grief or sadness or nostalgia. And I think it's a real interesting thing to consider as we're in this season of fall, which is a bit more down to business than, say, summer. We reflect back maybe on summer travels, vacations, good communal time with friends or people that we love. And as we sort of organize ourselves and get a bit more inward as the yin energy creeps in fall, we might find ourselves looking back and wishing we were in a different place or wishing we had those experiences again. Or if you find yourself grieving or moving past something that you're leaving behind, right? This idea of nostalgia, grief, sadness may also be pertinent in your life. And so something that I find interesting is that within this emotion of grief, I've heard it said that gratitude is really the way through this feeling of grief or sadness or nostalgia in this season. Being grateful for what we experienced, being grateful for what we had, being grateful for what we learned as we then move forward into the future with gratitude instead of grieving or being sad that we don't have what we did have before. So we're gonna start on our backs. I have 2 blocks and a blanket. I'm gonna give you 2 options as we start. Number 1 would be to come into a supported fish with 2 blocks on the medium height, or maybe it's 2 blocks on the lowest height. This is going to be a bit more expansive for the chest area. Lower height would be less. Or if the blocks are too much or you don't have blocks, you just simply take a blanket or a towel. You can roll it up and lay over the blanket, okay? So those are the 2 options to start. Come onto your mat. Place that first block right under what we would call the spiritual heart at the center of your chest, just to the right of your beating heart. And feel as you lay over this block that the lungs move toward the sky. There's a thrusting forward of your lungs. And you might right away just kind of notice, oh my gosh, I can breathe a little better here. Block underneath the head so your neck is happy, so that the space of your thyroid has a nice frame. And then I like to keep my knees bent, especially because this is the first pose we're doing, and it can actually be quite intense depending on how high up you are. So feet on the floor, and you can knock your knees together. You might want to grab opposite elbows overhead and frame up your face. This is also a great way to open the windows to the lungs for some more breath. And as you just take a few rounds of breath here to settle into this shape, to turn your awareness more inward, you get the chance to play with that yin type of energy, this more quiet, mysterious, dark energy, which is very different than maybe standing under the summer sun. And although this will be an active vinyasa practice, just connect with this energy, knowing that there's everything in everything. In the yin, there is yang, right? We're getting this opening in the body that might be quite intense or very expressive. And we'll take 3 rounds of box breath here. So exhale all of the air, and then inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding full for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty for 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 4. Hold full for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold empty for 4. Continue on your own for these final rounds. Perhaps noticing that this square measure of your breath actually gives you the chance to experience your breathing in a real round way, creating more space, expanding into that space, especially on that full hold. And then just emptying out, that letting go, the moving past, and staying open and expansive even when all the air is out. Good. Take one more round. That should be about 3 or 4 rounds. Good. And then from here, you're going to release the opposite elbow grip if you had it. Wherever you were with your arms, we're going to cactus the arms. So from the shoulders to your elbows, up through each wrist, up through your middle finger, you have a right angle. Good, and as you inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Let your palms spin to face one another. As you exhale, draw the elbows down the back. And then inhale, reach up and expand. Exhale, draw the elbows down. Take one more like that. Inhale, so just flossing through the shoulders and the chest. Exhale, elbows down. Good, and then take one hand and rest it on your belly, one hand to your heart, and just consider your intention or bring to your mind and to your experience maybe something that you are moving past that you can find gratitude for. So we can consciously change the overwhelming narrative of the season, which might be a little bit more nostalgic or a little bit more about letting go or grieving something that is lost to something that is pulled through to the other side via gratitude. Beautiful. We'll take a communal breath here, drawing an inhale in through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth. Maybe it's audible. Ha. Amazing. Unknock the knees. Roll off of your blocks to one side, or you can come up through the middle, whatever feels most supportive for you. And then we're going to meet in a toe breaker pose. Harsh name, I know. So you're going to tuck your toes behind you, zipper your thighs, your ankles together, and then maybe with hands on blocks or the floor, totally up to you, you're going to sit your butt back as you keep your lungs, your heart moving forward. And then once you feel your hips anchored towards your heels, you can walk your hands or blocks back to sit onto your heels. From here, we're going to interlace the fingers, press the palms up to the sky, and just to sort of flush out the back after that back bend over blocks, just take some stirs to one side, in one direction, inhaling and exhaling. Good, and then go the opposite way for about 5 stirs. Amazing. Inhale, stretch your body long. Exhale, float the hands down. Move the blocks toward the top of your mat. If you're working with blocks, set yourself up for a downward dog. So shoulder width apart with the hands. You can spin the middle fingers to touch and spin them forward again for a good measure. For today's class, you might even want to turn the hands out a little bit in your downward dog so you have more space in your chest. And then extend your legs long behind you, heels over the balls of the feet. And then bend the knees, stick your butt up, tail toward the sky, press your hands down and forward. Let your ears line up with your arms so you're not overdoing your neck and you're not navel gazing. Lift the sitting bones high from the bend at the back of each knee and plug down through the balls of your feet, which will relate to your lungs. So in this season, when we think about the lungs, we want buoyancy and potency. We want resiliency. So feel those balls of the feet into the floor. And you might bend and straighten your legs a little bit, bounce your butt a little bit. But as you start to settle into stillness in this dog, can you find length through the backs of your legs? Does not matter if they're truly straightened all the way or not. But can you find that length by traveling up through the lift of your hips, the peak of your triangle, and plugging down into the ball of each foot? So that we're not just shoving the legs back for length, we're traveling up and down. And then find a gentle back bend that brings the front of you forward. So instead of being in the density of your back, you can really rely on the legs to hold you here, and the whole front of you softens a little bit. So it's like a gentle back bend in this forward bend. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Again, let it out the mouth. Let something go. Ha. Gorgeous. From here, lift the right leg to the sky, gaze forward between your hands, and step your right foot between your hands. Can you lunge to a right angle? So your knees in your armpit, your fingertips can reach out at 10 and 2, and you're in your lower body. Take your back knee down. Eagle wrap your arms, so right arm underneath the left. You could do the fingers on the palm. You could grab the left wrist with the right hand, or if this eagle wrap doesn't feel so hot on the shoulders today, just grab opposite shoulders with your palms. And then from your back foot plugging into the floor, move your elbows forward. Keep going forward so much that the only direction you can go is up. So you move up into the breath, up into your lungs, and you put a step in that front foot to help you do it. So not just sinking down into the earth. There's almost a baby float of the pelvis away from the floor as you move your elbows and forearms skyward. Take one more breath. And release. Hands down, plant your left hand, tuck your left toes, engage that back leg, and start to reach your right arm up to the sky as you take an easy twist. Belly turns right, chest turns right. And then from the center of your chest, can you reach up through your top arm? And from the center of your chest, really plug down through your bottom hand. Take one more breath here. Big exhale. Keep everything the same except spin on the outer edge of your left foot and walk your right foot halfway back. So you're in like a modified side plank. And then as you inhale, stretch your hips to the sky, reach your right arm forward toward the top of your mat, cup the back of your skull, and breathe deeply for 3 breaths into your top lung, which is your right lung. Beautiful. Extend the right arm to the sky. Take the right hand down. Swivel those right toes to face straight forward again. You can wiggle the foot forward. And then step your left foot to meet your right. Forward fold. Hang over those legs. Relax through your neck. Find that same sensation of lifting up through your butt and dropping down through your feet. Your hands can just rest on the floor and feel supported by the earth. Shoulders don't have to work. Neck doesn't have to work. Good. And from your stability, from your earth, you're going to slowly roll all the way up to stand. As you stack everything, reach your arms up overhead. Cross your right ankle in front of your left. Grab your right wrist, and then side bend up and over to your left. So you're opening the right side of the body. The legs don't have to be straight. You could bend the back knee into the front leg. And keep growing toward the sky as you arc up and over. Good, one more breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, uncross the legs. Inhale, gaze toward the hands, maybe your palms touch. Exhale, forward bend. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, make your way back into down dog. If you're ready to get the vinyasa party going, you could add chaturanga here. Inhale, up dog, coming off the foundation, lungs forward. Exhale, strong center brings you up and back into your down dog. Big breath in here. Full breath out. Left leg flies as you inhale, look forward. Exhale, step left foot between your hands. Fit yourself, knee into your armpit. Torso rests on thigh. Fingertips out at 10 and 2. Find your back foot so you can hold a boundary on the right with your right hip. And then lower that back knee down. Untuck your back toes. Left arm under the right for eagle. Do it your way. And then rise all the way up by finding back foot as your anchor. Steering your elbows forward, around, and skyward. Forearms aim to parallel the ceiling. And if you feel this in your lower back, make this about the organ of the season, the lungs going forward and getting a good rise upward. Last two. Good. Release. Right hand down. Tuck your right toes. Fire up your back leg. And then twist towards your left. So left arm is up. Your belly's turning. Chest is turning. Shoulders are turning. And find that radiant reach, both in two directions, up and down from the center of your chest. Stay here, or walk that left foot halfway back, come to the outer edge of your right foot, and then lift your top hip toward the sky as you stretch your fingertips toward the mat. And we're putting the breath right here in this top left rib cage. So it's like a little cage, literally, for the lungs. So think the lungs are like wanting to bust out of jail. And you're filling that space with breath. One more, in. Good, and out. Take that hand down, organize that front foot, and then step right foot forward into this fold. Easy lower body. Easy torso, maybe even sway. Because as we experience fall, which requires a lot of organization on our part, right? Getting back to schedules, school, work, maybe trying to tone things down a bit after a hot, wild summer. We don't want this sort of structure and organization that comes in this season, which is really connected to the metal element. We don't want this rigidity or the structure to birth rigidity in our experiences. We still need that flow. We still need that spontaneity of summer. We still need a little bit of what came before as we inform where we're going. Slowly roll all the way up to stand. Stretching the arms up overhead. Left ankle crosses in front of the right. You can bend the back knee if you need to. Grab left wrist with right hand, stretch up, and then side bend over to your right. And as you side bend to the right, you're putting your breath into that top left side. Easy lower back, so not overarching, not necessarily tucking the tail, but lengthening the tail toward the feet. Good, last breath in and out. Come back through center, uncross the legs, reach up, look up, and palms touch as you fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Make your way back, exhale. Good, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg high again. Look forward, step it forward. Back knee lowers down. Right arm underneath the left again. Come all the way up into this eagle wrapped Anjaneyasana. Now, you're gonna come forward with your elbows. Tuck your back toes. Once your knee is back in your armpit, use that as a lever to float your back knee off the mat. And then lower your back knee down. Unfold it. Come up off the surface of your right thigh. Come forward. Only when you make contact with yourself, you then lift the back leg. So you want to feel like it's a real weight shift. It's a real lever. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale. Lift the back leg. Left hand down, right arm up. You're in a twisted lunge. Go ahead and walk your right foot halfway back, outer edge of your left foot. Stretch your hips to the sky, reach your right arm forward. Stay here this time, or if you'd like to take a side plank, you might stack right leg on top of left, lifting your top hip to the sky. Last breath in and out. Good. Stepping that right foot forward if you were in the side plank. If you were in the lunge, your foot's there, just wiggle it forward. Step left foot to meet the right, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold in, exhale. Slowly roll up to stand, stacking, stretching the arms up overhead. Right ankle crosses over the left. Grab right wrist with your left hand, stretch up and side bend to your left. One breath. Good, inhale, center. Uncross the legs, exhale. Palms touch, look up, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Lengthen, inhale. Make your way back, exhale. Chaturanga, upward dog, or just skip that whole transition if you're noticing you're getting tired or the shoulders are starting to talk to you. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step left foot between your hands. Back knee down. You can keep the back toe tucked. Left arm under the right. Come all the way up into your eagle wrapped lunge. And then come way forward. Once you make contact, float the sacrum to the sky, engage your back leg. So inhale, we're finding levity by moving up through our torso. And exhale, we find levity by moving up through the lower body a little. One more, in. Good, and out, lift the back knee. Open the hands, take the right hand down, take the left arm up. Twist. Good, walk the left foot halfway back, outer edge of the right foot. Lift the top hip, stretch the arm forward, stay. Or go ahead and stacky stack those legs for a full side plank. Tail lengthens towards your heels, pubic picks up toward the navel, pubis picks up toward the navel. Good, and then release, stepping your left foot forward, stepping your right foot forward, fold, halfway lift, inhale, forward fold, exhale. Slowly roll all the way up to stand. Stack and stretch your arms to the sky, left ankle over the right, grab the left wrist, side bend to the right. Good, one more breath. Good, back to the center, uncross, look up, palms touch, and exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, make your way back and through. I'm going to skip out this chaturanga because I'm feeling like a yoga rebel. So you just do whatever feels best in your practice. And then we're going to revisit downward dog and just, again, feeling the 4 points of contact that you've created for yourself. You're going to lift the heels fairly high, not like crazy high, like tippy toes, but just lift the heels a little bit higher than normal. Bend your knees so that as your knees move forward, your butt bones can move back. Melt your chest towards your thighs, and then find that lightness as your hips lift toward the sky, and you move the heels down slightly. 2 more like that. Bend the knees, get low, press your chest back.
Good, lift the butt, plug down through your feet, create space along the back line of your legs. One more, bend those knees. Keep your butt up even as your knees bend so you're not dropping everything, and then extend and stretch. Beautiful. Inhale, lift your heels, look forward, and exhale, step or jump to the top. Halfway lift in, forward fold out. Chair pose, keep your legs together, stretch your arms up to the sky. As you lower your hips, can you take your lungs up? So instead of everything collapsing as the knees bend, you want a nice lift. Good, feel your arms as that part of you that reaches out. Steady your vision out in front of you. Maybe turn your pinkies toward one another so that you really wrap the shoulders. And as your arms are overhead, we don't want shoulders as earrings, but you don't have to shove the shoulders down the back. Let the scapula do their thing, which is like an upward rotation. Find one more big breath in. Gorgeous. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Lengthening inhale. Make your way back and through as you exhale. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Lift your right leg to the sky, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands, take your back knee down, right arm underneath the left. Inhale, come up, Eagle Anjaneyasana. Exhale, come forward, lift your back knee off the mat. Stay with your back knee lifted. Fly your wings out to the side and stand all the way up into a high crescent. Just 3 breaths in. That's 1, 2, and 3. On your exhale, hands come down, move through it. Downward dog. Inhale, left leg floats. Exhale, step the foot forward, back knee down, left arm under right. Always can do the shoulder version to inhale, lift. Exhale, come forward, lift your back knee off the mat. Keep your legs strong, just reach the arms up. Spread your wings and settle for 3. Hands down, release. Downward facing dog for 1. For 2. And for 3. Inhale, lift the heels, look ahead. Exhale, step or jump, top of the mat. Lengthening, inhale. Exhale, fold in, feet together, bend the knees, Utkatasana chair, drop the hips, lift the heart. And like a rocket, blast off. Stand tall. 2 more of those, 1 breath per movement. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale for length. Exhale, make your way back. Chaturanga or skip it all. Good, right leg lifts. Exhale, step. Back knee down. Eagle wrap, Anjane, lift up. Big lever moment, come forward, fit yourself, float back knee. Good, inhale, spread your wings, rise. Maybe you take a gentle back bend here, lift up. Good, and let it go. Left leg lifts. Left foot steps. Back knee down, left under right. Rise. Come forward, lift your back leg. Put air in your tires. Inhale, flap your wings, rise, big stretch. And exhale, let it go. Good, 3 breaths. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, step, step, or jump forward. Ardha, inhale. Fold, exhale. Chair pose, zipper it all together. Heart is light. And stand tall. One more time through that. One breath per movement. I know it's a spicy one. Exhale, fold, but try to have fun with it. Lengthening, inhale. Chaturanga, or stepping back to dog as you exhale. And I think reminding ourselves that in the fall time, which can feel like really task heavy, that we can still have fun. Right leg lifts. Easy exhale forward. Back knee down. Anjane Eagle. Lever, lift back leg. Inhale, fly. Joyful. Exhale, release. Left leg lifts. And it steps. Back knee down. Unfold. Fold and lift back knee. Rise and fly. And let it go. Three breaths here in your dog. Good. Lift the heels, look ahead. Step or jump. Halfway in. Forward fold out. Good. Bend the knees, come into chair. Good. In this chair, we're taking a twist to the right. So keeping the knees bent, stick your butt out behind you, send your arms out in front of you, and then take your left elbow outside that right leg. Right hand outside right thigh can help turn belly around, ribs around a little. And let's try a ball with the bottom hand, a mitt with the top hand. Elbows are nice and lined up top to bottom. Revolve around your center so that as you turn, a piece of you moves back through your butt, a piece of you moves forward through the crown of your head. Good. Inhale, chair. Twisting the other side, come forward. Use this left hand to get you around a little. Ball with the bottom hand, mitt with the top. This geometry of a line from elbow to elbow really sets up the line back through your butt, forward through your crown. Hand revolve to your left. Good. Inhale, chair. Exhale, rise to stand. Interlace your fingers behind your sacrum with your elbows bent, and then draw those elbows toward one another. Lengthen your tail towards your heels. Lift your chin just a little bit. Maybe turn up the corners of your mouth. And then trying to keep the hands making contact as long as possible. It is okay if they separate, of course, but try to keep the back engaged as you extend through your elbows and lift your chest. Separate your feet hip width apart or even wider if that feels better. And then we fold over and stretch. Good. For 3, 2, and 1. Hands come down. Wiggle your feet out, mat width apart. Lower the hips, come into Malasana or squat. Hands will come to the heart. You're squeezing your legs into your arms. You're moving energy up through your center. If you need to put a blanket underneath your heels or a block underneath your bum for support, absolutely do it. And from here, we're going to extend the right arm long, extend the left arm toward the sky, and use contact, I'll face you so that you can see, of right leg into that arm to really facilitate this turning open and upward toward the left. So instead of twisting, imagine it's really about getting this lung forward. Great. Come through center, change sides. Left arm is long, right arm is up. Snuggle into the contact and use it. So you thread around and up to the right. Good, one more breath.
Good, hands come into the chest. Option, if you want to take this levity and give yourself a flight, you can come into crow pose, shifting weight into your hands, perking up your butt, squeezing legs into the arms, gazing forward, shifting forward, or stay in squat for 3, 2, and 1. Crow people, maybe you jump back into chaturanga. Squat people, maybe you step back or jump back into chaturanga as well. And we're all gonna meet in downward facing dog. In your downward dog, lift your heels, spin your heels to the right. Bend your right knee a lot, keep your left leg straight. As you really press into your hands down and forward, you move your hips over to the right a little bit. And maybe these left fingertips get a little bit light and you crawl them forward. So we're looking for a stretch through your side body. One more breath. Good, back through center. Swivel those heels all the way over to your left. Bend the left knee, right leg might stay grounded, right foot might stay grounded. You're stretching those right fingertips forward. You might come onto fingertips. 2 more breaths. Good, back through the center. Downward dog, fly the right leg up. Look forward. Step the foot between the hands. Warrior 2, you're opening your back foot 90-ish degrees. I say ish because sometimes we go for 90, but we're actually a little bit more open with the toes. So instead of the toes being really what you care about, kick that heel back a little toward the back of your mat. And then drop down into your legs as you move your pinky fingers away from one another, and your drishti is set over front middle finger. Good, from here, stay in your warrior 2, but take your left hand behind your back, so bend the elbow. Imagine that left middle finger might go straight up the middle of your back. If that's too much, just reach around your lower back with that left hand. Right palm spins up. Stretch your right arm to the sky. Keep your vision lifting. And then bend your right elbow. And either land that hand somewhere around the neck, the upper back, or if you can clasp fingers, you can clasp fingers here in a Gomukhasana arm. Good. And then just start to draw little circles with your right elbow. Go in one direction. So you have this spin on top, but your legs are steady. And then go the opposite way. Beautiful. Neutralize it. Release that bind. Stretch your arms towards straight. Reach your arms up. And then exhale, Parshva Konasana, side angle. Forearm could come to thigh. Top arm might reach forward. You could come to the floor or block. And again, inhale, straighten front leg. Let's take a reverse Triko. Exhale, side angle, your depth. We'll do one more like that. Inhale. And exhale, pause in side angle. From this nice stability of your lower body, you might bind with your top arm around the lower back, turning the chest toward the sky, or you might full bind, right arm under the right leg, clasp fingers, and use the boundary of this front leg to come forward and around for 3. Don't forget your back leg. Good, releasing the bind if you have it, left arm is up. Reverse Trikonasana one more time, give that front leg a break. And then windmill your hands down to the mat, lift your back heel up, right arm lifts, stay here, or walk into the modified side plank or full side plank. And if you'd like to grab peace fingers with your right hand, peace fingers to right big toe, you can open it up into the extended version. Good, release the leg, come through a vinyasa if you would like. All meeting downward facing dog. Good, settle in. Make good contact.
All right, left side, lift your left leg to the sky, look forward, step your foot between your hands, warrior two. Turn to face the right long edge of your mat. Again, this back heel, imagine it kicking back toward the back left corner of your mat, just a little bit, as you bend into your front leg and steady your gaze. Good, now it'll be your right arm. Bend that right elbow, take it behind your back, imagining that middle finger goes straight up your back. This is my side that needs a helping hand, so you can even take that other hand and try to get it up there. Good, then left arm comes up, bend the elbow. Maybe you make contact, maybe you don't. And then you stay in your legs as you start to stir in one direction. Good, stir in the other direction. Good, pause, slowly release that bind. Stretch your front leg, reach your arms up. Take a reverse triangle, and then Parsva Konasana. Again, could be that forearm on thigh, right arm up, or maybe all the way down. Reverse Triko. And Parsva. One more, inhale up. Exhale, come forward, pause, stay here. Half bind, full bind. Wherever you find yourself, use your back leg to direct everything forward. So that line through your center, out the crown of your head, the front knee forward, and then use the boundary of leg into arm on the front to turn for 3, 2, and 1. Gorgeous. Release. Reverse Triko. So hard. And then windmill your hands down, lift your back heel high, left arm is up, you stay here. Modified side plank, or peace finger grip around the left toes, you blossom and open, you flourish. Good, and let it go. Good, one more breath here, in and out. Lower your knees to the mat. Big toes touch, knees wide, send those hips back, stretch your arms forward, forehead rests on the mat. Can you travel your brain to the center of each lung, and with every inhale, expand from lung center outward to the periphery? As you exhale, we contract, go towards center again. One more breath. And from here, walk your hands back. Sit onto your hips, or onto your heels with your hips, and then swivel onto one side. Swing your legs around to the front. If you want to put a blanket here underneath your seat, you may. That might be helpful in terms of elevating the pelvis. Legs out in front of you. You're going to bend the knees slightly. And then just look at your feet for a moment. As you bend your knees, look at your feet, dig your heels towards your butt bones, and without like sliding your heels or really moving your seat, just notice what happens when the heels move toward the butt. You might get a wave in the lower back. You might increase or crispen, if that's a word, crispen the fold of your hips. Stretch your arms up. And then as you fold forward, try not to take the shortcut of just taking upper body to lower body. Rather, move the femurs back as you stretch your arms up and forward. And you go into yourself. You can use a block here. I'm going to grab mine. You can use a block for your forehead.
If you're a bit more open in the backs of the legs, you want to take the feet together and put a block ahead of your feet, you can do that. So take this pose as you wish, but we'll be here for just 5 breaths. Again, the inhale is this taking in. It's having something for ourselves. It's having an experience for ourselves. We integrate that experience. We reflect on what we have, and sometimes things that we experience or have need to be let go of. So that's the exhale, moving something out. That then just creates space for something new to come in. Can gratitude be really the through line of that whole process? Being aware enough, even in those difficult times, being aware enough to find the gratitude that we can weave into our own personal narrative. One more breath. Good. From here, take your fingertips by your calves, press into them, float your chest away from your legs, organize your legs if they got a little bit wonky like mine did. And then can you keep your butt anchoring back? Can you keep the torso moving forward? Grab opposite elbows, put your head in that frame, and then back bend to sit up onto your hips. Nice and tall, regal, elegant. Good, then float the hands down. Marichasana version, you're gonna stay on the blanket if you're there. You're gonna bend that right knee, plant the right foot on the floor. Maybe you have like a fist distance between your inner left leg and your right foot. Feel your sitting bones nice and plugged in. Take your left fingertips to the floor. You're gonna reach your right arm up. Use your foundation for a good lift. And then send yourself forward. Turn your thumb down. Palm faces back. Option 1 is to just, I'll show from the front, to just have the fingertips landing here, focusing on hugging the thigh in, lengthening the chest forward. That's option 1. Option 2 is maybe a bind. So you'll take the bind around the front leg, press the space away, wrap, and then interlace the fingers. If you have the bind, you may send your chest forward and fold over, or take a few of these flosses with me. So as you inhale, you turn your chest up and left. As you exhale, a big lengthening, spiraling descent forward. 2 more. Inhale to turn to open. Exhale, come forward and down. 1 more. Inhale. Good, and exhale. You fold and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Releasing the bind if you have it. Sitting up onto your hips, and then we'll just change sides. So right leg is long. Your left knee will bend. Left foot to the floor. Fist distance between your inner thigh and your foot. And by the way, this front, the bent leg heel being close to the heel of your butt, which is your sitting bone, will help as well. Right hand is behind you. Use it as a kickstand. Lift up. Left arm reaches up. Send yourself forward as your hips anchor back. You might reach the hand out to the side and breathe here and fold in. You might turn the thumb down, press the space away, wrap and bind, grab your fingers, and then we floss it. Inhale, turn. Exhale, fold. Inhale, turn. Exhale, fold. 1 more. Inhale, turn. And exhale, fold and hold for 3, for 2, and for 1. Releasing that, sitting up. And then we're going to come into a lying down position. So lie onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. We will take a happy baby, so grab the outsides of the feet or insides of the feet. Work with gravity here. There's a beautiful descent and a release through the thigh bones. Your hands on your feet give you a little adjustment here as well. You can play with lengthening tail toward the top of your mat. You can play with letting it rock and tuck a little. One more big inhale. And exhale. Feet come to the floor. Feet wide, knock your knees. One hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. This will be our Shavasana, kind of. We're not staying that long because we're actually going to finish with some breathing. But settle here for just a little bit so you integrate all that movement, so you find a sense of grounding after exerting yourself. You may meditate this moment or these moments by inhaling at the center of each lung and traveling expansively outward in all directions. And when it's time to exhale, you condense, you go in. One more breath. From here, if you want to stay in Shavasana, you can always turn the video off and just rest as long as you need to. Maybe put on your favorite soothing song or something. Otherwise, start to windshield wipe the knees a little bit back and forth. Roll onto one side. From that side, press yourself back up into a seat. You may sit cross-legged. You can sit in Virasana like I'm going to do on a block. So just sit in a way that's comfortable for a couple minutes. You could rock side to side from sitting bone to sitting bone. You can rock forward and back from pubics to coccyx. And find yourself centered in the middle of your foundation with a rise up through the crown of your head. We're going to work on expanding our capacity for breath with a 4-part breath. So this will be 4 strong sniffs in through the nose, up to full. So it's no exhale, just inhale 4 times, but it's like stepping upstairs to get full. So it'll be in for 4. Pause for a moment, nice and full and round and juicy. And then you exhale for 4. Pause. We'll take a regular inhale and a regular exhale. Here we go. In for 4. Hold full, relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Empty out for 4. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Again, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw it all in and pause. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out. Regular breath in, imagining a big crescendo. And as you exhale, you fall back down to the bottom. Again. Pause. Exhale. pause. Inhale. And exhale. Now draw a big full breath in, fill up from the bottom to the top, a nice rise. Hold in fullness, take 3 more sips in through your mouth. Hold full for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the mouth. Ha. Anjali Mudra, palms touching, elbows wide. So you're setting up a frame for your lungs with this mudra. So that idea of finding center gives you circumference, gives you the outward moving energy. And similarly, the outward expansive energy gives you the ability to find middle. So we're just having all these reference points happen with our imagination. And again, gratitude. What are you grateful for? Maybe you really dig deep to pull gratitude out of a situation that has left you feeling a little bit sad or in grief or just feeling nostalgic, maybe looking back in a way that's distracting from the future. What can you pull through from that to sort of lead you through the maze as you move toward what is to come? Communal breath together, big inhale and exhale. Let the practice go. It's been a pleasure sharing practice with you. Namaste.